Coal India IPO that's on at this point in time is India's largest IPO thus far, seeking to garner about 15,000 crore in Indian rupees. Now, if you look at this company, the positives and negatives are fairly self-evident. If you look at the positives, you realize it's the largest coal producer in the world. It has the largest reserves. And the fact that, the biggest plus point for this company is the fact that India is a power deficit nation and most of its capacities are being built up in the thermal segment of the power industry. And therefore, it becomes a no-brainer that there would be huge offtake of the coal that is produced by Coal India. Now, with 82% of India's production coming from Coal India, it becomes fairly evident that the demand-supply gap is not something that's going to change overnight. On the flip side, if you look at it, the quality of coal that is produced by Coal India is not of the superior grade, it's not of international grade. Now, therein lies a paradox, because if they increase the grade of coal, which they can do, and there are beneficiation processes on at this point in time, very clearly there would be an incremental cost to that, and the fact remains that thermal power unit users may not be able to absorb that cost and in turn pass it on to end users. So the fact is that a lot of the coal would remain of the same quality that it is. There may be upgradation in certain quantities of coal. The other concern I have is that they have mines in the central and eastern areas where there have been problems in recent times with mines and land acquisition. The Environmental Ministry has got strict with the go and no-go areas, so there are concerns. Let's be clear about that. That whereas the positives outweigh the negatives, this is by no means an issue where there's hardly any negative. If you look at the numbers are satisfactory. If you look at it on a price to earnings basis, 15 is a satisfactory PE multiple. If you look at it in terms of EV by EBITDA, it's at about 7 to 7.5, or a little more than that. I think that's also satisfactory. Having said that, I use the word satisfactorily with intent, because it's clearly not an underpriced issue. At the same time, I think it's just about fairly priced. Assuming market conditions don't deteriorate significantly, there should be a listing pop of 5 to 10%. But let's be very clear about this. Contrary to the media hype that this is an extraordinary company, this is a good company. I think let's be clear about the fact that the prospects are good. At the same time, I wouldn't say they're exceptional. There are certain areas that are grey at this point in time. The new mining policy will also determine the future of this company. Overall, though, if you weigh the positives and negatives, this is a positive, and retail investors who have a longer term time frame could stand to gain from an investment in this issue.